Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you the feature of the change roadmap that is the stakeholder management part. Really the crux of change management. I mean, if you look at the change roadmap model here, the who is the stakeholders and they're right smack in the center of the model. And that's because they are the focus of change management. It's about managing those stakeholders. So today I'm going to show you how the change roadmap makes it easier for you with that stakeholder management aspect and how you manage all that data so that you're far more efficient and effective with it. So firstly, you can see what I've got here. I'm actually on the step of the change management process where you capture all your stakeholders and the impacts to those stakeholders. You capture that data. Now this could happen over a long period of time on any change initiative, of course. So I've entered quite a few in here for my initiative, and I'm just going to go to one of them. Let's go to the IT. This is a initiative for implementing a new website, and so IT are actually impacted by this change. They're involved in the whole initiative, and they're impacted by the change to a new website. So what we're going to do is have a look at the sort of information that you might capture for a stakeholder in the change roadmap. And so this is all the data you might capture. You can see some of the fields there, all the standard type things you might want to know. What's their level of influence on this change? What's their level of interest? Are they a supporter currently? Where do you need them to be? Etc. What are the reasons they might resist? And then of course, if they are impacted, you can actually then capture how they're impacted. So you add detailed impacts and you can go into as much detail about it as you like. And there are categories for those. That might be the subject of a different feature focus another day, but what all this does, so you do this for each stakeholder that you decide to add, you capture all the information, and that allows me then to go to, and in fact I've got one open here, that allows me to go to the report, which is the change canvas. Okay, change canvas has a number of good things on it. It's basically a picture of what your change, what you're dealing with as a change for your organization, and all the information about it. Now at the bottom of the change canvas, you see here is the stakeholder register, effectively. You know, many of you probably use a stakeholder register, which is on a spreadsheet. Okay, and you have to update the spreadsheet as you go, and that stays a live document. Now, what the change roadmap does is those screens I just showed you earlier, as you add stakeholders in the context of the process, it takes all that data and it organizes it all for you, and it also does some analysis for you. And you can see, let's go down to my IT one. There's IT on the list there. And you've got all these colors. These are the heat indicators. So by adding a stakeholder and the information you provided, it actually can point you, through use of color, to where the heat is. In other words, where the priority might lie, where the severity might lie. You can see in the case of IT, firstly, this is the impact column. They are impacted, and you can view those detailed impacts that you entered. It also gives you a color. It's saying yellow, which means they're impacted, but not hugely. So a quick indication of how they're impacted just through the use of color. Then we've got columns here where it uses color. Now these are amber or orange, if you like, which is indicating the heat's a little bit more. This is their influence and interest. If I scroll up, you'll see the headings there: influence rating, interest rating. So a little bit higher. This is so you can understand the stakeholder, who you're dealing with, and all their information. Now I could click on the stakeholder and actually go into those pages we were in and get all of the detailed information in there. I can click on this button here and view the detailed impact information. But this is giving you like a dashboard of the stakeholder, and with those heat indicators, what it's trying to do is say to you, this is where your priority is. This is where it lies. Because of course, on most change initiatives, anything large, you're going to have lots of stakeholders. So you need to know where your focus should be. Where should you actually put your time? How important is a stakeholder? Which ones are the important ones? Obviously, where it's red, you can see here we've actually got focus group, and they're high on influence, relatively high on interest, and they're a long way. These columns are the ones that are current support and required support. So they're actually a long way from where they need to be. Currently they're critics, and you need them to be champions as a focus group. So So that's telling you there's a bit of work there. By showing it in red, displaying in red, it says maybe you need to work on these guys because they are influential as well. All right. So this is the sort of information you get from your stakeholder register, and it will update automatically as you enter data in your data entry pages. It just replays it for you, organized. Now, another neat little feature, if you click on the heading, notice these groupings. These were groupings. You can actually group a stakeholder, put some stakeholders into one group. If I click grouping, it then sorts it by the grouping. So if I want to know all my New South Wales ones, it gives it to me by New South Wales. All right. There's much more I could show you. If I scroll across, and I could make this actually small enough to fit on my screen, but I'm on a fairly small screen on a laptop. If you've got a desktop, you don't need to make it any smaller. And you can see it right at the end, you've got change readiness status. Now, it gives you, in the scale that the change roadmap uses, where they go from unaware through to able. Now, when they hit able, it turns green. So you can see stakeholder by stakeholder. And stakeholders could be a group, could be an individual, could be a whole organization. But stakeholder by stakeholder, you can then see where they are at in their change management journey to know how ready are they. And when they hit able, it turns green. So you can quickly see whether they're ready or not. That, folks, is the stakeholder register, or the stakeholder information we call it, the who part of the change roadmap's change canvas. Thanks for watching.